Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Well, we got a lot going on in Giants land, and we have some topics today. The one that we're going to start off with first is going to be some free agent stuff. We're going to take a look at Jadeveon Clowney. We've done a video on Mr. Clowney a couple months back about how we thought the Giants should potentially pursue him in free agency, and we are hearing some rumors that he is going to be on the list of players for the Giants to look at. As I was breaking down Mr. Clowney for the first video, there was a lot of good things and there's a lot of bad things. There's starting with the bad things, of course, is the injury issues. He's had some injuries coming out of South Carolina, which caused him to only play 4 games in his rookie year. And then in 15, he played 13 games and started at 9. But then in 16, 17, 18, 19, he's been fairly durable, playing 14, 16, 15, 13 games. He did have a core injury muscle in Seattle, which limited his production when he came over, and that is supposedly not going to affect him going into the 2020 season. As a player, though, looking outside the injury, he's kind of had an up and down career. I mean, he's only had 2 seasons of 9 sacks or more, and his top end on sacks was 9.5. He does have a tendency to force fumbles. He and also score touchdowns, which is something that you really do want to try to get from your defensive end position. He has scored he's actually scored 4 touchdowns over his career, 2 last years with Seattle. I mean, while his sack totals are not spectacular, like I said, if you're going back to 16, 17, 18 were all Pro Bowl seasons. He had 6 sacks, 9.5 sacks, and 9 sacks. But he did have 52 tackles, 49 tackles, and 47 tackles. And even in that period of time of those 3 years, he had 16 tackles for loss, 21 tackles for loss, and 16 tackles for loss all as well. And tied in also with hits on the quarterback. He had 17, 22, 21, and 13 last year. So he has the talent and the ability to get to the quarterback. He has the talent and the ability to maintain his edge on the run. But the question is, can he stay injury, and is he worth a large-scale contract? Now, everyone is always looking at Yannick Ngakoue, and we've gone through Yannick a couple times, and we feel that, Yannick is going to be way overpriced and way over, I think, hopefully would be way out of the Giants' reach, only because of the fact that you are paying someone who can get to the quarterback, but who doesn't do much else. If you look at his, and again, this is Yannick, if you take a look at his run statistics and his ability to play the run, it gets a little scary. It gets a little dicey. So you're going to be $22 million a year for a guy that hopefully is going to get to the quarterback. I mean, Olivier Vernon, as we said a million times, has better statistics than Yannick outside of the sacks with playing the run. He had almost double the amount of tackles in the same 4-year period of time that we did a breakdown on. So to me, Jadeveon can be more of a game changer. He can offer more on defense, and again, it's one of these people that, like they always say with Leonard Williams and the hidden stats. Jadeveon Clowney has the hidden stats that he is a disruptor. He may not get to the quarterback, he may not get to the ball carrier, but he is going to be around there, and he is going to have the presence that the other team is going to need to know exactly where he is on every single play, and they know exactly how to block him. He is something that we hadn't had on our defense. Oh man, going back to Michael Strahan, but Michael Strahan before a couple of maybe 5 years before he retired, especially in Strahan's sack record year, opposing offenses had to account for where Strahan was at all times, and Clowney is the same type of player. Clowney, of course, is going to also command the same Yannick money. I have concern. Like I said, I would love to see Clowney in a Giants uniform. I really would. He would be an end presence that we have not had in years. But like I said, I get concerned with his injuries, and I get concerned how long he could play on those knees. I mean, we know he's got some arthritic knees, so hopefully he's not a 26-year-old with the knees of a 40-year-old. But like I said, I think for us, even if for you figure for at least 4 years, which would put him into his 30s. I think he could be a disruptor on the line, and I think he could be a key piece to help build the Giants defense. Now, personally, if I am looking at an end, I am going, to lean more towards a player like Bud Dupree with the Pittsburgh Steelers out of Kentucky. Dupree, of course, had 11.5 sacks last year and with 49 tackles and 4 forced fumbles. He is listed both as a linebacker and a defensive end. I would think that he would play or fit more into the defensive end position on our team. But he's someone that can not only play the run, get to the quarterback, and make an impact. I mean, he's had in his 5-year career, he's had 46 tackles for losses and 50 quarterback hits. If you take a look at Clowney over his period of time, he's had 80 quarterback hits and he's had 71 tackles for losses. So while Clowney may in some ways get to the quarterback more, I think Dupree would be more on the ball and around the ball. I think that both players would fit quite well into any defensive scheme that we would have. And I think they honestly would have more of an upside than signing someone like Yannick. Not that I'm saying that Yannick is not a good player, but like I said, we need players. We have limited. Yes, we gain another $8.5–10 million in cap space, and then there's information coming out that Rhett Ellison is probably going to retire because of the concussion if the Giants don't waive him. So again, we get another $5 million, and then getting rid of Antonio Bethea would clear up another $2.5 million. So yes, we did a video again before, we'd be closing at $80–90 million in cap space. Of course, that's also not minusing the $13 million that we have on the book right now for our rookie draft pool. But like I said, I can't see a lot of ways spending so much money on one player that we have concerns about. And that's why I have concerns with both Yannick and Clowney. Yannick, I have concerns with the talent level against the rush. Clowney, I have concerns with the fact that he's injury prone. So if you're going to take almost a quarter of our cap space and put it into one guy, we got to make sure it's the right guy. Like I said, I personally would love to see Clowney, but if I had to make a choice, I would like to see them go after a player like Bud Dupree. Like I said, he could play both the linebacker position and he can also play in the end position and get to the quarterback. Speaking of getting to the quarterback, the almost sack that I like to refer to him as Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams, oh my God. Leonard Williams just came out the other day and said that he is going to file a grievance against the Giants if they tag him as a defensive tackle and not a defensive end. Well, let's be honest. Leonard spent a lot of his Giants career already in the 8 games or whatever it was in the defensive tackle position. So, and I laugh because you were drafted out of USC as, well, I should rephrase that. When you were at USC, you were a defensive tackle. So, I mean, that's not a good start, Leonard. That's not a good start. You're going to file a grievance against the team that's going to tag you because you're going to try to get more money out of us from the defensive end, the defensive tackle position. You know what? If you were on our team for the last 5 years, let's say, and we did something like that to you, yes, I would probably be upset. But you have barely had a cup of coffee with the Giants, and you're already concerning that you want to be paid as a defensive end if we franchise tag you. I mean, come on, you finished in career lows and tackles, and tackle for losses and sacks. You never developed into the dominant lineman that you thought you were going to be. You went to a Pro Bowl, but hell, I probably, the way the Pro Bowl is now, I could probably make the Pro Bowl. So, I mean, again, like I said, I can understand if he's going to get upset with the fact that if we were with the Jets and he was still with the Jets and they did this to him, I can understand that. And I understand it's a difference between almost $2 million being tagged as a defensive end or a defensive tackle. A defensive tackle is projected to be at $15.5 million. And then the end, I believe, is at $17 million. So you're looking at $2 million. You're looking at a $2 million difference. I understand that, but Leonard, you took 466 snaps as a defensive tackle last season and 255 as an end. That's according to Pro Football Focus. So, and that's against both. That's going over against both teams. So, I mean, I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing that you're greedy and you're trying to get money from us, which I understand because all players should do that. But you are going to be probably listed as a defensive tackle. So you know what? If you want to sit there and already file a grievance against us, we should just let your ass go. Send you on your merry way because I didn't want you anyways. And I don't see you improving the team. Our thing is we need playmakers. On the defense. We need people that are going to come in and actually help the defense. Yeah, people are going to say, well, we played better against the run. Statistically, no. Statistically, before Leonard Williams, we were giving up 4 yards a carry. After Leonard Williams, we were giving up 3.5. You break down the actual stats, he was only at a -3 yards per game, which means we had 3 yards less a game with Leonard Williams in the lineup. That's not that spectacular. And people are like, well, you can't just look at the stats. Yeah, when it comes to rushing stats, yeah, you can look at the stats. We're not going to lie. The stats aren't going to lie. But for a player to all of a sudden who hasn't even been with the franchise come out and say, well, if you don't pay me, then I'm going to file a grievance. You know what? Then leave. Get the hell out, Leonard. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out, okay? Because I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you already. And like I said, with Rhett Ellison potentially retiring, I assumed that we were going to probably end up cutting him anyways for the additional cap space. I mean, I guess it was Wednesday, which is a couple days ago, we were just under $74 million in cap space. So we can almost get up to $86 million, which would be fantastic, except, like I said, then Judge comes out and says, I worry about Judge a little bit too, because Judge came out and said, well, you know what, we're not going to go after, we're not going to go after more veteran talent. And the problem is you need veteran talent. You need someone to show the young guys the way. I mean, you know what? I'm not even going to get into Joe right now because I have my concerns about him as well. But you know what? I think that if we are truly interested in Clowney, I think that would be a better idea than going after someone such as Yannick. I think he is going to be a stud pass rusher in his prime still for at least another 3-4 years, as long as he stays healthy. And I think that is a player that can be a difference maker on the Giants. So again, Clowney, we say yes. We would prefer Bud Dupree. Leonard Williams could go take a flying leap off a bridge. And if Rhett Ellison does retire, we wish him well, and we do thank him for the years that he played with us, because he came in before Shermer. He never really fit in the office, but you know what? He was there when we needed him, and he did what we asked him to do. So that's all you can ask of the Giant. He was a good Giant. So again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And thanks for listening.